What's up, everyone? Just figured I'd come on here really quick to kind of give you guys a quick update as to President Biden's announcement from this morning. It's been rumored for the past couple of days, and the White House made it official. They announced it. Official as in they've announced it. Doesn't mean they've implemented it yet. So let's try to calm down. Let's slow our roll a little bit, and I'll try to explain what it means. You're going to hear a lot of things about that, like Biden is granting amnesty to hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants or whatever other kind of slur they want to put on the people without authorization to be here. But essentially, all this announcement would do is essentially accelerate or make it a little bit less painful, the process of adjusting or giving green cards to people who probably otherwise would have qualified anyways, where it would have taken years and years and steps and going to other countries. They can essentially do it all here within presumably a much shorter period of time. And so with that said, let's get right into the video. As of June 17, 2024, today, if a non-citizen has been in the United States for at least 10 years, if the non-citizen is married to a U.S. citizen as of today's date, June 17, 2024. In other words, if they get married tomorrow, June 18, 2024, then this particular program, at least in this current incarnation, will not apply to them. So they would have already had to have been married. That they've been continuously present, like I said, for at least 10 years, and that they don't have any disqualifying criminal convictions. You know, it's going to be interesting to see what exactly that means. But suffice it to say, if you have no criminal convictions, you're married to a U.S. citizen today, and you've been here at least 10 years, then you, the non-citizen, might be eligible to essentially what it looks like it's going to be is it's some sort of a parole in place, which means you would get a stamped authorization to be here temporarily. You would be able to get work authorization from that parole, and you may be able to use it to later adjust status later on. You'd have to be eligible to adjust status. But if the only thing blocking you was your illegal entry more than 10 years ago, then under this program, if it's allowed to develop, would provide you relief. In addition, if the non-citizen had children and the U.S. citizen spouse married the non-citizen prior to the children turning 18 years old, the minor children, then the minor children could qualify as stepchildren, and they themselves can qualify for parole relief, and then ultimately potentially a green card, assuming that they don't have any disqualifying criminal convictions and all that other kind of stuff. So what is important to understand is that for this set of people, and it's by no means the majority of those who are undocumented in the United States. So let's just get that out of the way right now. This is not going to be some kind of blanket amnesty where everybody and their mother will be able to get papers. That's not what this announcement does. What it does do is for this small set of people, folks married to a U.S. citizen, they illegally entered at least 10 years ago, if not longer than that. These people would have had an excellent chance if they went through what's called the waiver process to ultimately get a green card. The problem is that nowadays that particular process is taking years. The second problem with it is that the ultimate step of that particular waiver process requires them to go back to their home country, which could be very scary in many of these situations, and for an unknown period of time. Usually it's a week to 2 weeks, but something weird can happen and they could end up being stuck out there for an indeterminate amount of time. But at some point they'll be able to come back in, and then they would have a green card. This particular process knocks out that having to go outside of the country bit. It also apparently seems to not include the requirement that you have to show hardship to the U.S. citizen spouse. But the bottom line is that this group of people could have been eligible for a green card anyways under current regulations and laws. This particular announcement from the Biden administration would simply allow that to be easier for them. So it's not amnesty. They could have gotten it anyways. This just makes it easier. Now, I am sure as we speak, certain attorneys general throughout the country are probably preparing their lawsuits to stop this program and to potentially kill it in the courts. I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe not. I think that there's positive U.S. Supreme Court precedent, but who knows? All I know is, as of right now, that is the announcement. Now, to kind of give this some context, the last time something like this has happened was during the Obama time in 2014, or 2012, excuse me, when he announced the DACA program. A program that I submit to this day, and I've done, I don't know how many hundreds of DACA cases, is an extremely successful program. Extremely successful. There was this idea that oh, you give these children work authorization, that somehow the society structure would crumble. I would submit that has not happened, and I would submit to this day, and I'm a very big believer that DACA has been spectacularly successful. But just to give this some context, it was announced in June of 2012 by the Obama administration, and USCIS began accepting DACA applications in August of 2012, so 2 months, 60 days approximately. If this particular program follows suit, then it is then potentially by August of 2024, these parole applications for spouses of U.S. citizens program that Biden announced this morning, we could start filing those applications then. What I would recommend now is, first of all, not get too excited, because like I said, this could get stopped in the courts and we might not be able to file anything. That happened during the Obama administration with their DAPA program, the parents program, kind of the equivalent for DACA, but for the parents. That went nowhere. And that is possible that might happen in this case. I don't know. However, what I would not do is just sit around and be hopeless and pretend that, or think that, the world is ending and nothing is going to ever happen with immigration. Just go ahead and try to prepare yourself now. One of the elements to prove is that you have been here, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, is that you have been here for at least 10 years. Well, take the time now to gather documents, whether those are tax returns, bank statements, bills, rental agreements, any kind of documentary proof that you are physically inside the United States. Obviously, you're gonna need to find your marriage certificate if you don't know where it is. Your marriage certificate, again, you would have had to get married. You would have had to be married by today, June 17, 2024, in order to qualify this program. So get a copy of your birth certificate, grab a copy of documents proving that you've been here for at least 10 years, call my office or call a good immigration lawyer's office and see what else you might be able to do to get ready. And then also pay attention to the news, read up reputable sites with regards to information on this new program. I would assume I'm going to be coming on here at relatively regular intervals, maybe, time permitting, to kind of give updates on this program. But this is a potentially very exciting program. I wish I could be more excited. We've just been burned so many times. I just don't know if it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. I know it would help a lot of people here in the United States. I know it'll help a lot of my current clients, and it could be a very valuable program if allowed to be implemented. So until then, I will see you later. Thanks. Bye.